day 8. And I'm halfway because I'm squatting 100 kilos and I'm planning on squatting 200 kilos, which means I'm halfway. Seems like a long way, but things are also starting to get smoother. Surprising myself a little bit here and there. Starting with the ATG movements here, so a lot of work for the tibs and calves. It's a really great way to start a lower body training session. The Sunday session was kind of an optional extra. We're going to get the camera set up. My legs are a bit sore, but nothing too ridiculous. When I'm warming up like this, you know, there's a little bit of soreness, and here's me being hopeless, just playing around, challenging balance. All right, so I did really want to squat, even though it's Sunday, and the idea was maximal squats are going to be on Mondays, but yeah, I wanted to squat, and every day is a good day to squat at the moment. When you're a long way from where you want to be, then every day is a good day to squat. Did a lot of that inner range hamstring stuff in between sets. Getting the hamstrings switched on and activated is always a good thing for squats. To have the joints feeling good, the knees feeling good. So yeah, I've been doing these super long warm-ups, like 20 kilos, 30 kilos. Here we go with 40 kilos. At the moment, it feels perfect to go all the way up. I'm sure as things start to feel smoother, I won't want as much volume, but the goal at the moment is to add mass to the legs. So yeah, more sets is a good thing, more practice, keeping everything really healthy. That's the aim, that's the picture, that's what's happening, and it's working. So yeah, the squat is starting to feel really, really nice and smooth. I'm able to push through the quads, keep the knees forward. I'm thinking about firing the lower abs. So yesterday, the session before this one, I went up to 80 kilos for 10 and then 90 kilos for 5. So I was thinking that I was going to go to probably 100 for 5 because I only warmed up in 5s. So I went up in 5s and I was thinking, yeah, cool, this will be good. I'll go to another level, 60, 70. I was doing them on the minute, so I did actually have the clock running. So as much as it looks like it's not resting, they were on the minute, so probably about 40 seconds rest. But by the time I change the plates, it's almost time to get back to it. This is an accelerated view. Obviously, so 80 kilos, expecting this to feel nice and smooth. And I took the fast forward off so you can see the bar speed. And you tell me, yeah, it's smooth, but it felt heavy. 2, fine to maintain the positions. 3, pretty smooth. 4, keep it on the quads, not let it go into bending over, lifting with the back. Yeah, probably should have gone 90 for 5, but checked the weights, looked at it and thought, well, was that 90? No, it was only 80 still. Such is life. It really doesn't matter at this point. If the picture is going beyond 200 kilos in 2022, then, you know, we're in the first week of January. Right now, the weights don't matter. Right now, what matters is being consistent, building the habit, keeping everything feeling really good. So here's 90. Slow down, slow up. Since positions are what's most important at the moment, I'm not really interested in testing if I can maintain my positions, because if I do break out of a position that I want to be in, yeah, so I did a bunch of singles. I did a single there at 90 and then went to singles at 100. I did the positions are most important. If I break out of the positions that I want to be in, then that's where the biggest injury risk is going to be. So this is probably a good lesson is, to be really patient and make sure that you're building strength in the muscles that you want to build them in, and you're building the pattern that you want to build. Don't just think about getting the bar from point A to point B. And, I would say I broke that rule for a long, long time, but I'm endeavoring not to break it now. So I was disciplining myself to stay with 100 kilos. You could see, smooth down, smooth up with 100 kilos. And I ended up doing a bunch of these. It'd be good to be able to be more aggressive on them, but bottom line is I did get some reps done there. Yeah. So my squat, I would say this is the best barefoot squatting I think I've ever done. Maybe biased because it's what's happening now, but not best in terms of weight, but best in terms of positions, being able to be flat and stay relatively vertical. So I did quite a few singles at 100 kilos, really working to normalize that weight. And I'm wanting speed on the way up, but there just is no speed in these legs as yet. To be continued. Working on the split squat position, open up the hip flexors, also pulsing in the bottom, so working on that kind of long range strength for the quad, a little bit of a stretch into the quad. I will be going heavy on split squats, just not yet. So 20 kilo presses, 30 kilo presses, feeling the lock off position of the chin up in between sets, 50 kilos. So these were 5s, 60 kilos. This should be an easy 5, but it's not because I haven't been practicing. And you have to practice. If you want to be good at things, you have to practice, or you have to do something that has a strong carryover. My handstand push-ups don't carry over that much, is what I've realised, because my handstand push-ups were the best they've ever been. And here I am battling to get 3 reps at 60 kilos. Now, there wasn't a lot of rest there, but still kind of looking at the bar again like that should be 70 kilos at least. That feels like that, but it's not. So life goes on. And then I thought I was going to hit nice smooth singles at 60 kilos every 30 seconds. But the bar had a different plan. Or my body had a different plan, and that wasn't there yet. So I really like the consistency of solid singles, sub-maximal singles, using like 80, 85% weights, 90% weights, and getting really comfortable with them. Time will tell if I'm able to stay fresh and progress with that method, but so far so good. Even though these were kind of yuck and grindy and I was sweating up, I'm getting practice in, and that makes me feel like I'm on track. I'm pressing most days, so can't expect anything too special just yet, because there is some level of fatigue. There's also potentiation by the fact of getting a bunch of practice done. But this is where I'm up to. This is honesty. This is clarity. And hopefully I'll be looking back at this 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, thinking, wow, that's come a long way. That is the plan. And that is what I think is going to happen. And my goal is that is an inspiration. The journey will be an inspiration for many other people. I really like this forearm work. I picked this one up from Russian wrestlers. So inner range for the wrist flexors, and then we're going to go inner range for the wrist extensors as well, letting it go down into the fingers, onto the fingertips, so the fingers and the hands are all getting stronger. The stronger the forearms are, the easier it is to be strong at everything, but especially all your pulling movements, chin-ups, deadlifts. Forearms are kind of naturally, they're my strongest muscles because I played hockey, and hockey players constantly working on the wrists, so you do a lot of volume. So I never really trained wrists too much, and I was quite strong at them. And then I started to train them a bit more with captains of crush and things like that. Even 30 kilos with the extensors here is actually pretty tough. I think wrist extensors tend to be fairly weak compared to wrist flexors, but I like that setup. I'm going to continue with them. 40 kilos was about top weight. Probably should be dealing with body weight like that. Be nice, but I can feel that my wrists need some work before I can really push these further. It felt a little bit funny, like kind of jointy funny in the wrists. So we'll give it some time and it'll become more comfortable as I go. I was adjusting the hand position there to try and find a position that doesn't feel weird on the joints. But yeah, they didn't get sore or anything after. But a little bit more inner range work. These are great if you haven't done them. If you want to be more like a Russian arm wrestler, then you definitely want to be on these. Next up was a little bit of pump work to finish. So it is Sunday Fun Day. What I realized is that I couldn't do skull crushers because my forearms were so pumped that I really couldn't handle the bar. There was too much pain from the pump. So yeah, a few curls and some triceps. Just bringing love into the biceps and the triceps. Banging the bar on the rack, trying to get comfortable. But yeah, some dead start behind the neck, behind the like overhead, extensions, all sorts of different exercises here. It's kind of a long range one for the triceps. Can never do too many tibs. Working on spreading the toes on them as well, and stretch for the calves. And yeah, overall, pretty happy with the session. It was nice to have 100 kilos on the bar. As much as that's a small number, it's a bigger number than 40 kilos. I probably didn't think I was going to go over 80 kilos for the week. So, yep, it was good to get a bunch of squats at 100 kilos. And the game